Oh, my bad. We recording? All right. Hold on. My bad. What's good, fam? Today we back with another video, and Akai has finally given us another update. We are now on 2.12.2. I haven't made an update video in a long time, so you know that, man. I think this one is kind of good. But we're gonna talk about it. Let's get into it. Follow me. As you know, Akai, as of lately, has been all about stability and making sure there's no bugs and crashes and things like that inside the MPC software in standalone and on the desktop version. Now, this update is not very much different than that, except they have decided to offer us a lot of new plugins for us to use, mess around with, and apply to our productions. I do think a lot of these new plugins are really, really good, and there are a few that are my top favorites straight out the box. And I'm going to talk about that as we get into the video. And this is called the Air Chorus. I'm pretty sure most of you know what chorus type plugins do. I don't think I'll have to explain that a lot in this video, unless people just don't know, but most of us understand what a chorus type plugin does. And now that I had this plan, I'll just go through a few of the presets. Let's solo this part so you can just hear the part that's being affected by the chorus. Most of these changes are real subtle. It adds a little bit of movement to the sound. Heavy, slow. I like this one a lot. So that's the Air Chorus, and the Air Chorus also works in standalone. So whether you're working on a desktop software or standalone, you will be in action with this plugin. There are a bunch more plugins, like I said. Let's get straight into those now. The first one is a new expander plugin. Now, I know a lot of people may have been asking for an expander type of plugin in the MPC for standalone and controller mode. Well, now we have it. Now, if you don't know what an expander is, it's the opposite of a compressor. A compressor takes the peaks and the lows and kind of brings them closer together to make the sound more even. And then you can raise the volume or lower the volume as you see fit. An expander is the complete opposite. It makes the peaks and the lows further apart. So it makes the loud parts louder, the quiet parts quieter in an expander. And I'll show you an example of that real quick. So this is the piano part without the expander engaged, and you can kind of hear everything. The main peak of the piano is that first initial stab, and everything else is a lot quieter. So let's go ahead and engage the expander, and you'll see what happens. So now virtually the only thing coming through is that initial peak from the piano, and everything else is being suppressed. We now have an expander in the MPC software, and this does work in both controller mode and on the hardware, whether you're in standalone or controller mode. If you're in standalone, this does work 100% in standalone as well. Now, the next plugin we're going to talk about is called the Air Vintage Filter. And as you can hear from the name, it's a vintage style EQ, basically. This is called the bass wobble. Roman filter is basically a sweep-in filter. High pass, low pass. This one is called Halloween. It looked like it's killing it, like literally everything. Well, it sounds like that anyway. Saturated kick, and a lot of distortion. So that's the new Air Vintage filter. Now, not too long ago, Akai came out with the Air Delay Pro, which is a very interesting delay plugin that had a lot of delay, a lot of repeat, a lot of kind of weird effects, but they were useful in a musical kind of way. Now to standalone, they're bringing the Air Multi-Tap Delay. I don't want to say it's not as expansive as Air Delay Pro, but it's different. It definitely sounds good depending on how you use it, just like anything else. So we have this on the master track right now. I'm just going to play it and let you hear some of the presets. See, I like this one a lot. I would probably turn the mix down a little bit and leave it in the background, but I like it. This is basically like a slapback type delay. I would probably use this preset right here also. Also, just be aware, I have this on the master right now. In a normal beat making situation, I would definitely not have this on the master. I would have it on a specific instrument and probably have it turned down to 15 or 20%, maybe even less than that. But I'm just doing it so you can hear what it sounds like. I like this one a lot right here too. Also, this is another plugin that does work in standalone. So that is the new Air Multi-Tap Delay. What you think about it? I think it's very, very useful. I wouldn't use it like I just did though, but I definitely think it's very useful. The last plugin I'm going to talk about in this video is a new plugin that I know a lot of people wanted to see in the MPC also. This is called Air Spectral. With the Air Spectral, this is the only plugin that does not work in standalone due to the RAM and processor constraints. So it is desktop software only, but it is a spectral EQ. So here is Air Spectral, and it allows you to get some nice textures out of the sounds and stuff that you have. Now, it doesn't show the waveform like a lot of other spectral EQs, so you have to use your ear, but it does sound really good. Now, this is just the initialized pack, and it is at 100% mix, and it's on the master track right now. Now I can take this and scale it back. It's about 50%, so I got a lot of that texture, plus the original sound coming through, and I think it sounds really good. But I would probably add automation to this just to give it more movement. but sounds really good. Let's go through some of the presets. This is called heading. Now this one right here, it sounds a lot like when you take the headphone jack and plug it halfway in or just in enough to get contact, where it's not the full sound, it sounds hollow. If you wanted that sound, this preset will give it to you. This one is called Positive ARP, and it actually makes the beat sound like an ARP. This would be really good for making lo-fi type sounds too. Alright, that's a lot of what's in the MPC 2.12.2 update. There are a few more things that's inside this update, but I will have other videos that talk about those plugins specifically and go in a lot more detail because I really like those. But if you like what you see in this video and you want to see more, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And as always, I'm out.